Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm so happy to see your faces today. Today I'm reviewing the brand new Hohem ISteady M6 gimbal. This gimbal is so good, but should you buy it? Let's find out. Before we get started, Hohem graciously sent this gimbal to me for review, but everything that I say in this video are my own opinion. But I have to thank Hohem because they're super cool and they're supporting little channels like mine, and they also gave me a link and also a 10% off coupon code if you're interested in purchasing this gimbal after watching my review. In the competitive market of smartphone and smartphone gimbals, having great image stabilization is now just a baseline, a starting point if you will. And if you want to win in this market, you need something so unique, so good that people can't ignore you. And this is where Hohem ISteady M6 stands out from the crowd with its magnetic AI tracking feature. Is this amazing AI tracker that doubles as your fill light, RGB light. This thing is magnetic at the bottom. You can mount it front or turn it around and track your subject in front of you. It is super handy. This thing mounts on top of your gimbal like this. Boom. And you see a red light flash a couple of times to let you know this is ready. You give it a OK symbol. And now it tracks you. And it tracks you very well. And the best thing is, you're not tied to any specific app. You don't have to use the Hohem Joy app. And it really gives you a lot of creative freedom to add a lot of movements to your shot. If you're a dancer, as an example, you want to do those like up and down shots, it tracks you so well. So let's just say, oh, I don't like the framing right now. It's a little too centered. So all you need to do is to do the paper football sign. Now the lights start flashing and I can reframe myself a little bit. Paper football sign. Now it's going to track me a little bit differently. To stop tracking, just show your palm and the sensor will turn red. Works pretty well. Funny thing is, with the Samsung phone, if you show your palm, it will also take a photo of you. For any reason, if you want to turn the AI tracker off completely, you can just use this toggle on the side and turn it off. And the great news is that even turning off the AI tracker does not affect the magnetic fill light function. Aside from AI tracking, there are many outstanding features of the Hohem ISteady M6, such as the ability to support iOS and Android devices, the magnetic fill light we just talked about, a 0.91-inch OLED display to give you all the statuses that you need to see, and also up to 18 hours of battery life. As a payload capacity of 400 grams and combined with the new ISteady 7.0 algorithm, you get beautiful, buttery footage. I do not miss the days when I had to manually do PID tuning sitting in the corner of a wedding hall. Gone are those days, thank God. The M6 has all of the standard pan follow, pen tilt follow, lock, POV modes. Testing with my Samsung Galaxy Note 20 Ultra, which is a pretty hefty phone. I have not experienced any oscillation or motor overheating even when the phone is poorly balanced. I even slept on the DJI wireless mic just to see how it will handle unbalanced load, and I'm happy to report that it has been working flawlessly. You might see me using my cell phone a lot more in future videos. Alright, in terms of stability, let's go right into the sample footage. Keep your eye out on the fences and how much the gimbal bounces up and down, and that will give you a visual measurement of how well this gimbal is doing. People are looking at me like I'm crazy. What do you guys think? In my testing, I think that you should keep the digital stabilization on and go with the widest angle you can. That actually gave me the best results. The image stabilization on the phone nowadays are so good. You should definitely keep it on. The only time I would say to keep it off is if you are going to be doing some really complicated pan, tilt, yaw movement at the same time, kind of like a circular motion. At least on my Samsung, sometimes I see weird jitter and artifacts. So turning off the digital image stabilization is going to help with those. But other than that, if you're going to do follow walking shots or any type of action shots, I recommend you keeping it on. It wouldn't hurt. In addition to all those standard gimbal modes, there's also a mode called ICP. It's a hidden function called Inception Mode. To activate it, you triple click the M button on the top right hand corner and you'll see the camera start spinning at a very slow pace. And all you need to do is focus on filming and going into a hallway or somewhere narrow, and you get that inception shot. Onto the build quality. The M6 has a nice ergo rubbery grip and an overall matte black finish on all the metal goodies. Build quality is superb and I really don't have any complaints there. It has 4 1/4-inch 20 accessories mounting point in strategic areas just in case you want to attach lights and audio equipment to the gimbal for a full vlogging setup. It also has 2 USB jacks, one for input gimbal charging and one output for power sharing with the included USB-C to USB-C cable to charge your phone. Let's not forget the phone mount. The phone mount is also a great feature that allows you to easily switch from landscape to portrait mode with a simple quick turn. It locks in place, which is crucial for short form content like Instagram and TikTok. One of my favorite low-key features on the M6 is the clearance on the control arm. This is a major advantage as most gimbals have the control arm at the rear that blocks the view of your screen. But what if I'm using the ultra wide angle lens here? Wouldn't this control arm get in the way? Well, Hohem definitely thought about that as well. Check this out. Now the control arm flips to the rear. Now you're free to shoot ultra wide angle to your heart's content. If you need to get into the vertical mode, it's very easy. Just flip it sideways like this. Let's talk about the multifunctional scroll wheel on this side. You have the ability to use the scroll wheel to control your roll axis, which can be very useful if your phone is slightly tilted or you want specific motions. Now it's important to note that the focus function will only work within the Hohem Joy app. Long pressing the wheel will turn the magnetic field light on. Single press will allow you to switch between adjusting the color temperature and also the intensity of the light. Triple pressing the wheel will switch the light into RGB mode, where you can change the color and also the intensity, and long press to turn that light off. Now one of the coolest features about this gimbal is the fact that you can create motion time-lapse without the need of an app. All you need to do is use these 2 A/B buttons right here. By default, it goes from A to B within 1 minute, but you can extend that by changing the duration in the app. The maximum time it will go is 1 hour. When connected using Bluetooth, the record button in the front will work to start and stop recording even with the Samsung's native app. The zoom rocker surrounding the record button is also a nice touch, but the zoom function and several other focus features will only work within the Hohem Joy app. So here's where I'm going to be brutally honest about some of the things that we can improve. Number 1, the size of the gimbal is not the smallest and most compact on the market. However, I think the feature sets alone really do set this gimbal apart and easily offsets the negative of the weight and the size of the gimbal. Number 2, the Android Hohem app limits my video recording options. My Note 20 Ultra can actually shoot 8K 24, 4K 60, 4K 30, but for some reason the Hohem app only supports 4K 30 and 1080p 30 frames per second. What about my slow motion, man? What happened there? Number 3, and I think this is a bug because some of the gimbal settings do not stick in the app. For example, I like to change my joystick motor speed to as low as possible. Even if I do that in the app, I choose low. Next time I go back into the app, it will get reset and go right back into medium. The reason why I think this is a bug because under gimbal settings, I can set the A to B motion duration to 1 hour. And that is going to stay with the gimbal. So why not the joystick speed? But it seems like a pretty easy fix. All right, last but not least, we mentioned about the A/B motion. I just wish that we can change the A/B motion duration directly on the gimbal. If I can already set the start point and end point here, we have a nice beautiful screen. If you can implement a way for me to change the duration directly on the gimbal itself, that would be amazing. So Hohem, the great news is that the last 3 points I made are all software related, so those are a pretty easy fix. If you can just come up with a nice firmware update for us to address all these improvements, that would be so good. The Hohem ISteady M6 is such a fantastic smartphone gimbal. It solves so many problems that users face when they're filming by themselves. With its AI tracking, payload capacity, and solid stabilization, and so many other features, it is an excellent choice for any filmmaker. But if you're someone who owns multiple types of cameras, such as mirrorless and GoPros, and you want one gimbal that rules them all, then look somewhere else. Maybe the Xeon Crane M2S or the Xeon Crane M3 will be a good choice because those gimbals can support a wide range of configuration. The ISteady M6 is a dedicated cell phone gimbal. It does one thing, but it does it extremely well. Thank you so much for watching till the end. If you find this video helpful, please hit like and subscribe. If you don't like this video, that's okay. Subscribe anyways, comment below, and start a conversation with me. We're so close to hitting 1,000 subscribers. I cannot do this alone. I need your help. Please hit the like and subscribe button and let the YouTube algorithm know that I exist in the Matrix.